This podcast will bring light to Hmong-owned businesses so that as consumers, we are confident to give them our business. And as businesses, we become a reliable and trustworthy source to our community. In addition, this podcast serves as a platform to build awareness for Hmong entrepreneurs and businesses while being able to connect with Hmong people all over the world. I see this as an amazing way to grow our Hmong community together and advance into the next era, where Hmong communities are supporting Hmong businesses and Hmong businesses are giving back to their community. Now, I'm excited to share with you the heartbeat of Hmong entrepreneurs, where I connect with Hmong businesses all over to learn more about who they are, what's their business, and how we can give them our support. But most importantly, it's about what makes their heart beat. This is how we can support each other in a growing and evolving community. As a wise man once said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So let's get rocking. Yo, Joan. What's up, man? Kopanoku.
No, man. Good.
Yep. Good. How's it going?
Easy. My daughter got married over the weekend, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Congratulations, man. Was it this weekend?
This weekend was the Hmong wedding.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so next week, hello, Hamika wedding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. But
Yeah,
man, congratulations, man. How's it feel?
I don't know. Old. Yeah. Old. I guess once the wedding is officially over, I guess everything will kind of settle in and set.
Right. Okay. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, welcome to the heartbeat of Hmong entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm officially old.
Hey, well, one thing about getting old, man, is that you're able to have a lot of wisdom and a lot of experience in life. And one of those things is your entrepreneur journey, man.
Yeah, I mean that comes with age. Some people just naturally have that gift where everything just makes sense. The business part of it, the financial part of it, the marketing, the sales. They're just naturally gifted by connecting with people. People like me have to work hard at it and have to learn. So I'm definitely not one of those.
Man, you seem like you got it, man. You might have been one of those people.
No, but you.
Why do you say that?
Because everything like to go like haludena right, which is choking haludena. So go hadon that we to pause and go always like pause and joke around that so like a lot of words. That's why it takes me a while to gather my words, but to haluga kicking smooth and
some people, like you said, does have that gift of just having the conversation and bringing everything together. But you know what? Tell you what, man, that comes with. I mean, I feel like that comes with practice, skills, and time too. And of course, getting older. But I think like if in any skill that anyone has, no matter what it is, like you might start a new job, at work flipping burgers, right? But if you never flipped burgers before, there's like no way you're gonna be good at that, right? So you have to actually learn it, like be put on it and do the flipping. And I've never flipped burgers before, so I can't say anything.
Dude, I flipped burgers, chicken. Yeah, I've done that. This is củ là củ chicken khả năng là củ chicken so vẫn trả lại bố cho Toastmaster, right?
Toastmasters?
So, yep. So go by join Toastmaster for at least each one and how you to halua. Especially how I bank with your impromptu speeches. So one more go hot topic and then got up I talk on it. Got a talk and that really helped go out. So now like new bangu when it was like, hey, we want you to have up a in the so anything you could both about.
Right, exactly. Now, what I know about you is that obviously you've learned a lot of stuff in life, but like, how did you get into becoming an entrepreneur?
There's a book called E-Myth. It talks about like the technician, right? most people 嘛，不唔查到做好呢，我做好呢呀。From there, that okay, 我做呢，我经常，你都能养活上，so 我那好多能，so 我比过一路 business, and then that's how 都能比啊，这是 for good 嘛，好股跟到单，做么我想着，咁我like 2-year degree in computer engineering technology from CCC 啦，
Mm-hmm.
and 股跟到單咧，股拜我去，and 股到印度上，and then 股 find out，呀，我下 I accidentally dropped my check and then it bounced higher than the ceiling. So so my check was bouncing on me and could work for a little small company. And then luckily I know your customer, which y'all been a traveling salesman where we'll buy from manufacturing plant, go manufacturing plant, and we'll pick up electronic repairs. So what hey, we really love the work that you do. And we know what's happening. We know that your boss is or the owner is going to go out of business. Will you consider starting your own business because we don't want to lose you? And then from there, kunju kutsi thai and kutsi da ya. The go sa bi cái của đàn như more little entrepreneur myself.
Mm-hmm.
If because của đàn bên nhau hiểu của đàn started like probably one of the largest uh Hmong market on Springs Road. Yeah, look at a lot of right now.
Uh-huh.
It used to be my dad's store. So của đàn này entrepreneur and so that yeah, tu cái gì mua nhà là cũng nói mua khỏi nhà bán cái bi cái business, huh? And so that's how I got into business. So technician into business owner, and then from business owner, that's where I had to learn, right? So go how doing that, go be go have business, man. You should more mentors, you should more other people that both business, and so we actually lucky mà, like we beat over business, you call double edged sword, you call put your salesman, uh, they brought me work. So but also kept me from growing glue business. So I put on, hey, pay your salespeople, cause your technical, which is what I did was I repaired industrial electronics for a lot of these manufacturing companies. Uh, Back then was all of it was textile, and put on, hey, we're the salespeople. You're the technical team. So whatever we bring you, you repair. Your job is to hire and train and then do the repairs. And if anybody comes to you, then like potential clients, then you need to give them to us because we're the sales team. And so from there, Pomogu kind of tie down and which we'll grow group business. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then we did that for maybe 7 or 10 years. And then long story short, I had to hire a business coach to hagwa on European business out of how bad situation and then from there just got out of them. So from there you might be called then and then part of business is you fail, huh? You succeed, you fail and succeed and fail and succeed, and then hopefully you're taking one step forward and then another step forward and then hopefully another step forward and then maybe one step back and then one step forward. So that's kind of how I stay in business.
Did
Yeah.
that company actually go out that you were working for?
Yeah. Luke Company, headquartered in Gastonia,
Mm-hmm.
and Luke Company who on Parkdale Mills, coming up more at least 20 plus to 30 something plants throughout the southeast.
Wow.
And so we're a sales guy, and we'll call on the plants and goes in, and everything. But all the go repair it next week. But they'll pick up and we'll cut a check. That's how I stay in business. The reason why I put all the plants is because the owner of that sales company, Han the head of purchasing of Parkdale, all through your godfathers go at each other's kids, and so he was tight in there.
Right.
But then we want what you got though to expand go other industry and so from there của học nữa bữa chỉ mong rồi của học là hey cái thằng nó của trẻ nhau in mid 20s của học là hey I'm still young and I don't want to be tied down to just one company. We have all of our eggs in one basket, and if something was happening to that account, we'll all be out of business. And then month after month, year after year, Butchie, bowling, Butchie calling. They don't go out and call in different industries. So we started another business, and that business was during that time the cartridge refilling industry was huge, and we caught like you don't want to catch it right at the peak, right?
Right.
You want to catch it before it hits the peak. We caught it right at the peak, and then everything was kind of going downhill. But we made our money. We had it for about close to 3 years,
Mhm.
and the business was profitable. We joined the Chamber of Commerce. We did a lot of networking, learned a lot of stuff, and then go wife pregnant, and okay, what are we going to do with the business? We going to sell it, or what are we going to do with it? I said, well, the electronic business is making enough money. Why don't we just shut it down? So we shut it down, cold turkey.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So we just like, okay, let's keep some of the good customers, and then let's just shut it down. And then that's what we did. We shut it down.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So
Especially
now,
Tony, you showed Jason on it. Was
yeah,
inspired enough yet to know that hey, I could have sold that business.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You never know. At least Lu cartridge business or more. Go wife with y'all staying home one for at least around I think 2 or 3 years.
Hmm.
So at least no more time to stay home, be a stay home mom,
Great.
stay home wife. Uh, it was good times. I came home and man, my wife had a house clean, spot clean, and food was ready and everything. And it was good times. Yeah.
So how's it now?
Well, my wife is still in the business. We're hoping to at least retire within at least another year or 2 year, but I
That's
don't know if that's
awesome,
gonna
man.
happen.
Congrats.
Yeah, because we have so many things going on. We're really involved with the Hmong community, and then we're involved with the Charlotte business community. So we're
Mhm.
we're, we're doing a lot of things, but I think we want to get to a point where we could actually just like, okay, if we want to retire, we can retire, but uh, don't want to retire. At least we have the freedom to do what we want to do.
I don't know about you, but I feel like as a businessman or a business entrepreneur, it's just like you can never retire.
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking for the next shiny object, right?
Or I mean, you just kind of like love doing what you're doing so much that like you like don't even think about retiring. Like even if you retire, nhớ chỉ tao à. You
Yeah,
know?
I don't know. I don't know if like who really enjoy what go on.
Uh-huh.
To me, is like because I prove something's in it. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I could build something. Like I could
Mhm.
do it better.
Yeah.
So that's
But
that's how I
but
feel about it.
but that's what you love, right? You love doing that.
Yeah, but the actual doing stuff like that, I don't know if I really enjoy because yeah,
Yeah.
because I do a lot of networking.
Uh-huh.
So do I really enjoy like networking?
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it's like it's a hassle, but I know
Yeah.
it's necessary, right, to build. But
Mhm.
I think the building process of it maybe not so much, but the results is really I think what I really enjoy is the results. Like I tell people, I enjoy seeing people cut the grass because you see somebody cut the grass and you see changes, right? Good changes. To me, that's satisfying.
Mhm.
So to me, business is kind of like that. It's satisfying.
Talk to me about the what you're doing with the in Charlotte, with the networking.
Yeah. So how I kind of got to it, right? My goal is to purchase business creatively. That means that I don't want to go to banks and get a loan and then personally guarantee a business and then buy a business from that way, right? Well, first of all, back up a little bit, right? I got into real estate and I learned the creative financing part of it. So I done it for like 3 years. And our first year we did about 14 deals, and the second year we did about 14 deals, and without really knowing anything, right, about real estate, but just having a business background and knowing a little about marketing and things like that. Um, Well, let me back up a little bit before that.
Yeah.
So I knew that I needed a mentor because this is all tie in. I knew I needed a mentor because I knew my limitations, like what I know, and like any great player, they need a coach, right? And so I was like, okay, I don't I don't know any Hmong people or anybody that is really successful in business, and I need a coach. I need someone to help me get to the next level. And then I ran into this guy who owned a business kind of similar to mine, and he was like way larger. I mean, he was doing probably close to like 25 million during that time. And I called him up and I said, "Hey, I want to have a meeting with you." So I show up at his business, and he was like, "Okay, what can I help you with?" Like thinking that I'm gonna go in and try to sell him something. I was like, "Nah, I'm here to ask to see if you would mentor me." And long story short, he eventually mentored me, and then it got kind of odd because he was like, "Hey, you're awesome, man. I want you to come and work for me." He said, "I'll buy your company out. I'll hire whatever employees you want to bring over, and he said I'll give you a percentage of the business. You know, not a lot, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
talking about like 3% of his business, and then I would run one of his department, which is the repair department. They had a relationship with a huge OEM, and they were buying the legacy products, getting all the rights to it, and then they were really good at marketing, and so they were like one of the number one repairers for it. And during the time, I think they were doing about 7 or 9 million in repairs alone on that, and he wanted me to manage that. But he gave me a pretty decent offer. I mean, when you include all the bonus and everything, not like if I was to uh, like cash out for the percentage of the ownership, the equity in it. But dude, for someone like me and big immigrant, man, he offered me was over 200K, dude, and I turned him down.
Yeah.
Right? I turned him down, and we was talking about like we don't ever know what will happen, and I turned him down, and then I was like, okay, let me figure out what I need to do, and then we got into real estate, and then that's where I learned the creative side of it, like how do I buy a house without really putting a lot of money up front, and then the marketing side of it, right? Like I learned the marketing. I really learned the marketing side of it, of how, who's my target audience, where do I find them, how do I reach them, the copy that I write, I mean, all that stuff. And then I also went into like bought some courses, and then went to some of these, joined some of these, I don't know if you call it mastermind groups, but joined some of these places and got to know people. So learn from them, and then from there we were able to do a lot of creative financing.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it for 3 years, and I just really hated it. So we finally sold all of our properties, and then I'm like, okay, I learned this new set of skills. What do I do with it? Like, since I love business, could I apply the same thing to business? And the answer is yes, right? My goal is to buy businesses with little to no cash out of my pocket, leveraging what I have in front of me, and therefore led me to say, okay, what do I need to do to get there? And then I was like, okay, well, I got to put myself in front of business owners, and then how do I get myself in front of business owners? And then I'm like, okay, I got to be at networking events. Okay, so how do I get at networking events? And I'm like, why don't I just acquire Facebook groups and meetup groups? And so that's what I did. So I started looking into meetup Facebook groups, and I just message people. They're like, hey, my name is Lue Yang. I'm interested in your group. I know that it hasn't been active in a while, and I was wondering if you'll be interested in working together or giving me the group. And then that's kind of how I start. So I think currently right now I have over 10 meetup groups. I have 2 Facebook groups, and the largest with the Facebook group I have right now, we're almost at 15,000. So when I took over this year only, right? I took over this year. We was like right at 3,000 members.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I think, somewhere in April. I can't remember exactly April or March, but somewhere in the early first quarter. So we take it 3,000. So right now we're almost 15,000. It's pretty active. So
Wow.
I use that group and my meetup groups, and I do a lot of networking events. So we just had one today, and just trying to put myself in front of people. So it's a long-term process for me where I'm not actually selling. I'm building relationship, getting to know people, and people will send people over to me, say, "Hey, Lou, I know you're looking for business. I know someone who's looking to sell. I'll make an introduction." So
Right.
those are kind of the end goals of what I'm looking to do.
The creative financing, right? Is
Yeah.
that the goal of this eventually?
Yep. That's the goal.
Creating
That's the goal.
partnerships, I guess, with other business owners?
You could do that too. You could do that too, right? So, I mean, there's many ways. Like for example, real estate. I put more where you can actually take over the house payment, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
gonna get into all the real estate side of it, but you can actually take over the payments without ever going to the bank. You just have to pay for the closing costs and transfer the deed over to your name, and then you have a house, right? You have a house. You can lease the house out. You can rent the house out. You can keep it for a while, and then sell it off for something. But
Mm-hmm.
the beauty of it is you don't have to go to the bank, and business is the same, right? So businesses, there's multiple ways you could do it, right? You could go in and be a consultant. If you know business, you could go in and consult with them and say, okay, hey, you need help growing and scaling your business. I mean, you're running the day-to-day business. If I could come in, if I come in and if I take your business from like X to X, then can I get X% of equity in your business?
Right.
Like 30%, right? If I don't perform, then I get nothing, and then you'll walk away with at least some strategies, at least some foundation on how to grow your business, and I walk away. So you could do that, right? We call that consulting for equity.
Yeah.
You could also leverage. If you find someone in a bad enough situation where they want to get out, then they'll work with you. Like I talked to a guy probably 4 months ago. He had an $8 million business, and he said, "Lou," he said, if you would just give me the enough money to go to McDonald's and buy me a meal at McDonald's, I'll give my business to you." That's what he said.
What?
He just filed bankruptcy, a
Yeah.
restructuring bankruptcy.
Yeah.
I didn't know it. He didn't know it, that he can't give the business away to me because I mean he's still under bankruptcy for the next 4 or 5 years, right? Because he
Yeah.
just filed it November of last year, 2023, and then he's getting ready to get sued again. He filed bankruptcy because he got sued,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's thinking that he's going to get sued again because of the lawyer's fee from the guy that sued him. He
Yeah.
said, "Lou, I don't want to go through all that again." I said, "Well, I wouldn't negotiate that." I said, "Maybe another 250,000 in legal fees. Maybe I could negotiate that with them since he and I don't have a relationship. I could probably negotiate that with him." He said, "I don't care." He said, "I'll give you my business. Just I don't want to deal with it anymore." He said, I just don't want to walk away because I put all this time and effort and money into the business. I at least want to get a meal from McDonald's or something for my business, right?"
Yeah.
And I would have taken it. Unfortunately, I just can't,
Yeah.
right? So I'm looking for the right business because I'm looking for a business that is already professionally managed, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to really do a lot of work. So
Mm-hmm.
there's options like that. You have a lot of baby boomers that have a business and they don't have anybody to take over, and they care about their customers, the name, the legacy that they built, and they don't want to just shut it down. And if you work something out with them, you could probably buy the business under seller financing. One of the beauties of it is you could actually, if you work something out with them and they sign over the business to you in your name, and we call that deferred down payment. That you say, okay, I'll give you, if you're willing to do a seller financing, and I'll give you a down payment. Said I want to defer that down payment like a month from now.
Mm-hmm.
But they sign over the business, right? So I legally own the business, but I don't give it any money yet. And so when I legally own the business, I could go to a bank, and if that business has asset, I could loan off of that asset. Right, so I could go to the bank and said, hey, I have like 200,000 in asset, like equipments, maybe trucks or something, or maybe machineries, and then I could loan off of that, and then I could take that money out as long as the numbers support that loan, and then the seller financing and all your the budget for the monthly budgets, right? And then the business will pay for the loan and pay for everything else, and then for the seller financing. So it don't matter to me. I don't need to make the money up front, but in 5 years after I pay off the owner, then that's where the money will come in, the profits.
Dang, I was just thinking, what was it? Oh my gosh, where you're able to do the same thing with the housing, right?
You could do a home equity loan on it. There's banks out there that as soon as you close on the bank, as long as they're equity, they'll do like a LTV, right? Like maybe a 70%, 80%, 85% LTV on it. And then you go to that bank and say, I got equity in the house and I want to pull the equity out, and they'll do that for you as soon as you close, right? You don't need to stay in there for like a year or 2 year. They'll pull that. I don't know about like now, but back then they were doing that. So you could pull the equity out, and then you could take that money and you go use that for another down payment. Right. And buy yourself a second house.
Wow. Yeah, she definitely didn't know anything about that. And I assume, obviously your knowledge from the your real estate side kind of got you into this with the business side. And then now instead of acquiring like real estate, I guess it's more like acquiring businesses.
Yeah. I want to get into real estate. Yeah, I've been looking. I haven't really been actively looking, but it's a long term for me. So that's kind of how I got into getting the meetup groups. I don't know exactly how many meetup groups I have, but I think at least 10, if not 12 meetup groups, and then the 2 Facebook group for sure.
Share with the group what these meetups groups are, and like who should join these meetups groups, and what are some great benefits.
Part of networking is you're building your network, right? And I tell people that when you go and network, you got to have a strategy and plan in place. You don't just show up and say, okay, I own this printing company and I'm here to sell you my services, right? To me, networking is actually building your network. And what does that mean, right? That means that if I put myself right in the center and I'm the business owner of my business, who do I need to back me up, right? I'll need a business coach, a business consultant, some kind of banker, of some kind of financial advisor, maybe someone that knows insurance, sales, marketing, leadership, business development. I mean, accountant, bookkeeper, someone in AI, right? All those people are my group of who's. And so when I'm running my business, I'm like, man, what can I do to help my business in AI? Oh, I know Sean over here who's great at AI. Let me call him up and see what he thinks about it, right? Those are what I call the who's. And so when you network, you strategize on how do you build your network? Who's all these people, right? Who's you're gonna call on when you're building your business? And to me, that's what networking is about. And too many people, they get it wrong where they say, okay, I'm a realtor or I sell insurance. And then they go to a networking event and they're just passing out cards. Hi, my name is Lou. I'm a local realtor here in the Charlotte area. And if you're looking to sell or buy your next house or know anyone, please give me a call, right? Mm-hmm. To me, I don't like that approach. I like the build your network, and your network will funnel in the business for you. And so if you guys are looking to do more networking, Meetup is a great place. Eventbrite is a great place. Even some of these Facebook groups, they'll have events that goes on too. But Meetup is definitely the place where you want to go and network with people. Have a plan with purpose on why you're networking. Before you go. When you RSVP, make sure you look at the quality of people that's there. Make sure it fits along what you want to do. And if it doesn't fit along with what you want to do, don't go. But do it with intentions.
How do you figure out like the quality of people who's going to be there? Are you typically looking to see, oh, who's attending, and maybe like click on maybe their profile and see what they do or something like that?
Well, for me, I have my own events, so I don't do that.
Well, when you did before.
Yeah. So Meetup, you could go in and see everyone that RSVP, and you just
Mhm.
click on their name, and it'll tell you what their hobbies are. Uh, you could get their name, and then go on Facebook or whatever social media account, LinkedIn, and then find out what they do, right? And
Mhm.
then do a little bit of background. Not that you look for everyone, but let's just say that this week I'm looking for someone who is really good at financial advisor or something, right? Because I meet with a lot of people that could use that service, right? And I need that myself. So you go and look at networking events, and you look at certain business one. You look at that the previous events, how many people RSVP, and then look at the upcoming events, and then look to see if anyone in that field is attending. And if they're not, then don't go to that event. And if you can't find one, then maybe that's a little bit too broad, and you may need to look for someone else, or find a way to uh, find those people. Or you could go to someone that maybe is connected to those type of people, like a financial advisor. Maybe someone selling insurance may know someone like that.
Mhm.
And then so you go and find those people, so that you could eventually they could link you up, or make a connection or introduction to someone they know and trust.
Do you recommend attending networking groups just to get a feel and get your practice in?
Most definitely, man. Everyone needs to learn how to speak.
Mhm.
Like I told you, I'm not a good speaker, but I can speak in front of people. Right? I could teach people. I'm
Mhm.
comfortable with it. Like you and I are talking, I'm comfortable talking to you. I may not be the greatest speaker, but I'm comfortable, and it's me, right? So I could get in front of crowds, and I've had people come up to me and say, "Oh, you should be a motivational speaker," and I'm like, "Well, I'm just speaking." I said, "Well, you know how to connect with people. You make it easy for people to follow, and people are relaxed, and and all that stuff." I say, "Well, I don't know. Many people have said it, but." There's nothing motivational for me to speak about, so I'm not quite there yet, right? But
Yeah.
my goal is for that. My goal is to just network with people, hold free events. I'm investing into it now, and we've been doing it for. I mean, since my first event I did was in January, so we're going on our ninth one this month, and we're also doing like a bunch of other events, and online, and lunch and learns and stuff like that. And then the goal is a few tiers, right? So if you think of a funnel, uh, I visualize it as free events, right?
Mhm.
I'm hosting it. When you host an event, then you automatically have authority, right?
Right.
So people look at you as someone in authority. So so the reason why I got like Facebooks and meetup groups is because I was taught that in order to get in front of your ideal clients, you got to have the microphone. And what is that microphone? That microphone is media. So where does your ideal clients hang out at? Is it a certain magazine? Is it a YouTube? Is it a YouTube channel? Is it a LinkedIn group? Is it whatever, right? For
Right.
me, is Meetup, Facebook group. Your job now is to go in and acquire it. And when you acquire it, now you have the microphone. And all your ideal clients is in that one place, and you control the message that goes in there. And so that's just what I'm doing. And so I created these events so that these business owners could come, so I could get to know them. That's tier number one. The next tier down is the lunch and learn, where I'm actually making money from it. So I'll have people come, and I'll teach them on a certain topic, how to network, right? How to network, and it's not what you think, right? To build your network, or maybe a marketing strategy or something like that, right? Where they'll pay $30 to come and hear me talk. I've had people, 20, 25 people come and pay me $30 just to hear me talk for 1 hour, right? the next level is we're planning the next level where we're gonna tier two is where I make a little bit of money back, where I'm teaching on a certain topic, or I'll bring in guests that would teach on a certain topic, and then I'll just make some money from it, right? So that's just a collaboration. The next tier will be where it'll be like what we call intensive, like a 2-day event where I'm going to be partnered with other uh, business people, and they can bring their audience, and I'll bring my audience, and then we'll charge them like 2,000 for 2 days, where they could come in and learn how to scale the business or learn how to marketing or whatever. I'm planning to do one where it's focused on the foundation of a business. What do you need as far as like if you have a business, what do you gotta have, the must have of a business, and then from there how you can scale your business. And so I already got some people that's lined up to help me do that. But my goal is to maybe bring in 30 people and 2,000 a person, and then from there, the next tier, which during that event we'll do an upsell, which is to get into a mastermind group where anyone that's maybe doing 500,000 a year or $1 million a year, which I haven't gotten there yet as far as like the planning stages. Mm-hmm. So I'm not quite sure on if I'm going to do the like the qualifications is 500,000 or $1 million. So your business has to be doing somewhere around there to even qualify to be part of the mastermind group, and then you'll pay either 5,000 or 10,000 to join, and then this is where we bring in our group of who's to come in with accountability. We'll meet on a monthly basis, but we'll have access to Slack or something where it's a true mastermind of who's had this problem before, and only people that have solved the problem can actually give the advice on it. And if there's no one that has solved that problem, then it'll be a collective like mastermind on how do you solve a problem, right? Within the members. And then we'll probably cap that off at maybe on 20 or 30 as well. And then that'll be the next one. So free event to lunch and learns to like a 2-day intensive to a mastermind group. Mm-hmm. And then from there is where I'm hoping that at least I'll catch a business here and there where they know Lue Yang and they trust Lue Yang, and they're willing to do some kind of creative financing with me, and I could take over a business.
Right. Nice, man. That's awesome. Now I'm hearing all this stuff, and you know what comes back to me, right? ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
ClickFunnels.
That's where the funnel comes in. Yeah.
.com secrets and all that. Yeah. All that comes back to me, building, making sure you got your tiers in, and then building that business from the sales process, from like an offer to an upsell and all that good stuff. And then, obviously making the next service much, much more valuable as they go up the tiers, as they more know, like, and trust you as well too.
Yeah. So I talk to a lot of business owners. Like I do a lot of free consultation. Like I actually have one in 13 minutes at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So I do a lot. I mean, I do a lot of business consulting, but I'm very picky on who I bring on, because I'm a results guy. Mm-hmm. And so if I work with someone and I get the inclination or the intuition that this is not a hard worker, then mm-hmm. I back out.
Right.
So I'll give them like a free consultation strategy. I'll look at their business. I say, okay, what do you want to do? What is your, the outcome that you desire in this meeting? And then, I'll go from there. And then I'll give them strategies on what they need to do. And I'll help them out whatever I can. Like I spoke to one, she owns a business where people that are kind of in the spotlight, business people to I guess many celebrity people of that sort, where they go out to events but they don't want to spend money or they don't know how to dress, they'll go to her and hire her. And she's looking to build her wardrobe. And I said, well, how much more do you need to build that wardrobe? He said, well, I just need another 1,000. I said, well, here's the challenge. I said, you go find 9 more people that could give you $100. I don't care if that's friends, family, or business acquaintance. Asking for $100. I said, $100 is not a lot. Asking for $100 for 9 people. Once you get the 9, come to me and I'll be your number 10, and I'll give you $100. And I gave it to her, I think 3 weeks ago. So yeah. So I mean, I told my wife, like, hey, I'm supposed to be trying to make you some money, and I'm actually giving money away. But but that's part. You meet with people and you want to help people out, and you want to make sure that help them. If they truly want to get there, you want to help them reach their goals.
Right. Exactly, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, like that feeling that you just cannot get, right? Even though you lost $100, I mean, did you really lose it? Like what you're doing is really part of what you love doing. It's that passion of driving and helping business and helping people. And when you spend $100, well, I don't see it like you're losing, man. I think you actually gain a whole lot more from that.
She actually referred someone to me.
Yeah, well, see, there you go.
Yeah, she referred someone to me. I spoke to him for I think an hour and a half. Who she referred, and she owns like a spiritual business where it's a brick and mortar and all that stuff. I don't really know all that stuff, but she was like, "Hey Lou, my mom is willing to pay for your services." I was like, "No, don't pay for my services yet." I said, take my advice, figure out, see if that's working for you, and then later on, if you want my services, then your mom could pay for my services, and then so I mean, business consulting, I just enjoy. I really enjoy the strategy part of it. Like, how do we grow a business? Like, what do you need to do? Where are you lacking at? And then I could talk about that all day without ever charging anything.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now I know you gotta go, right? You got a meeting. So do you have any like last words for people out there, in the business world, who are possibly maybe people who might be interested in, joining your groups, or maybe interested in really reaching out to you for a business consulting, or anything of the sort?
Being that your audience is mainly Hmong, I have this thing about really charging Hmong people anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I don't want to be. I mean, I started the Hmong Business Network event, and now it's transferred over to Yang United Association, and so we're doing those. We're looking to do one coming up. Well, I'm still planning, where it's a group of panelists, and we're looking to do that, right? So I always told everyone, say, look, my goal is to help our Hmong community so that we could grow our Hmong businesses, so that we can make an impact here in NC, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be known to like do this and then try to sell people a service. Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to take money from your Hmong businesses. So if I can help them out, just reach out to me. Reach out to me if I can help you out. I can. If I can't, uh, I'll see if I could point you in the direction of someone I may know that could help you out. Right.
Yeah.
But
With Lue Yang, man, he's got all these networks. So definitely, if he doesn't know it, then he knows someone who can help you out for sure.
I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
Dude, with me being the admin of that Facebook group, man, you don't even know how many people want to like, just like today, man. I had at least 3 or 4 people saying that they want me to help them with an event, or if like one guy, he does coffee, and he's like, hey Luke, can I print out like your logo for the business, uh, like the business owners Facebook group, and then I'll show up at the event and I'll give the free coffee away, and just to let people know what I do and all that stuff. And I haven't gone back to him, but yeah, through that, I met and have known a lot of people.
Awesome.
So my advice, right? You were asking me like, what advice are you? My motto for this year is do or die 2024. And what I mean by that is, this year, even though I'm in business for a long time, I was still kind of hesitant to put myself out there. Like, what is Joshua Sean going to think about me, right?
Yeah.
What is this guy going to think about me? You know, what if I didn't say something right, or you know, what if I, you know, what if I'm not consistent, and what if I go out there and someone's way more successful than me, and I'm trying to teach them something and they know something more than me, right? You know, all these negative thoughts came in my head, and I'm like, you know what? Do or die. Who cares? All right, just go out there and do it, and I'm not going to die, so do it anyways. And then the outcome, the positive, will outweigh any kind of negative. And I do have some haters out there, but
I mean, when
I,
you're that famous at 15,000, you know, shoot.
dude, it's funny, dude. I should walk to a networking event and be like, "Hey, Lou, hey, Lou." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you." He's like, "Yeah, I'm part of your group, and you know, we've been messaging." And you know, I have a group of VAs that does all my messaging,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Yeah, we've been messaging back and forth," and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, yeah." So, dude, every networking event, dude, everybody knows me, man. Even if it's not my networking event, I show up. They'll be like it was my birthday, and I show up to the event, and everybody was like, "Hey, happy birthday, happy birthday!" And I'm like, how do you guys know? He said, "Well, I'm part of your group." And then so it's funny how that works out. But you know, I challenge everyone, put themselves out there, do more than what they feel comfortable, do more than what they think they could do, and you guys will see that, you know, it's not as scary as, you know, how you put it in your mind.
Like you said, man, the good is always, it's going to outweigh the bad.
I have my brother make a sign for me, so do or die. Yeah.
All right, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Well, Lou, man, what y'all, yeah. Thank you for coming on the Heartbeat of Hmong Entrepreneurs, man. I am super glad to have you with us and hopping on this. And I can't wait to, you know, hear more about how all this comes together. Once, you know, we're like next year, 2, 3 years from now, it's gonna be awesome, man.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. And before I let you go, I just want to thank all my listeners, future and past, all my guests for being here on our channel. Thank you so much. Now, if you love what I'm doing, for the cost of a cup of coffee per month, your support will help me continue on this mission to connect with Hmong entrepreneurs all over. But it also helped me to maintain this channel, the software, and equipment that's needed to make this the best possible experience for you, my listeners. Now, your support can be canceled at any time. Thank you so much for being a listener. Join me on my next episode. Take care for now. This podcast is sponsored by Marketing Executions, a digital marketing agency for local businesses. You can find out more at www.marketingexecutions.com.